Good evening, everyone. Hope you can hear me. And welcome back to the Super League. I hope you enjoyed the last outing with Fifey at the wheel. Went well, from what I could gather from the stream. Um, so well done to everyone. Well done to Steve, and thanks to Fifey for hosting, of course. Much appreciated as always. Um, in case you've forgotten, we can have a quick look at the results because I have forgotten of how it went. Apparently, apparently Badgers drew with loss. Dudley beat Stackington. East Coast beat Sanctay. Exiles beat Vikings. Fulchester. Big win against Haggis. Northern Burn lost at home to Los Santos. Stanley lost at home to Foss Road. Yeah, so plenty of talking points there, and of course, it had some impact on the table. Fulchester, you love to see it way out in front. I say that 12 points from 5 games. Not quite East Coast from last season, or are they? But certainly a great start to the season from Dan. And Fulchester Exiles not far behind, and I believe they play each other tonight. Los Santos revamped, much revamped Los Santos side by Scott, of course, is getting involved as well. Vikings are up there too. Stanley and Dudley Hill finish up the top six. We still have a couple of um, teams that have only played 4 games. Well, a bunch of teams have only played 4 games, but that's going to even itself out shortly, hopefully. Anyway, that's how it went. As mentioned, the fixtures that we saw briefly already this evening. We have East Coast at home to Stanley, Exiles, Fulchester, Haggis, Dudley Hill. Los Santos taking on Foss Road, Sanctay against Badgers, Sloth, Staggington, and finally Vikings against Northern Burn. Can see a couple of managers in the chat already. I believe Steve's on his way somewhere or to or from Spain, I guess. And we'll try and do it as and when people turn up in the stream. I like to have managers on board, of course, just in case anyone's missed it. I will just try to repost the link, just in case that there are anyone else still to join. You will have to talk amongst yourself in the meantime, obviously, while I try to figure this out. But there should be folk. Usually is, I'm sure. Um, tuning in. We'll just post the link again, and we should be good to go. And let's pin it as well in case anyone has missed it. Good, good, good. Only the most organized, only the most organized streamer here. So yeah, apologies for the lack of professionalism now that now that it's not 5e. But anyway, we've got Ian, we've got Alex, we've got Tato, and we've got Mr. Edwards all in the studio. None of you have an opponent yet. Echo Music AI, what? It's Alf. Welcome, Alf. Good to have you. Um, I, 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 yeah, I'm delighted. Delighted. And that means we can kick off with 2 managers who are in the chat already. It'll be Sloths against Stackington will be the opening game. First fixture to have both managers around. So good luck. And we'll kick off with that. Um, Alf, brilliant start to the season. Beaten East Coast, drew with Exiles. Then there was that crash against the Vikings. Fulchester didn't go completely to plan either. 1-1 draw away to Badgers. That was a good result for them. And obviously they have Stackington at home now, and then 3 home games in the next 4. So yeah, things could turn around for Sloths, or they could turn around is maybe a strong word. They already have a win. They already have a few points, but not the best start to the season. But yeah, there's hope, and they obviously have Kessman with 4 goals in 5. So there's definitely goals in the Sloth side, which have been a bit of a problem in the past. Not so much this season, 8. And okay, Alex, no problem. You'll just have to. I don't know why I'm talking to you if you're on mute. Perfect. Moving swiftly on. moving swiftly on, we'll have a look at Stackington and their lineup. Yakubu is injured, so I'm guessing I'm going to give you the opportunity to do something about that. I believe that all the squads were in, um, but yeah, if you want to change that around, then you're obviously welcome. Again, you probably can't hear me, but hopefully you will be able to confirm in the chat whether you want Yakubu to start or not. Um, so we'll give we'll give Alex a second or two, and if not, I'm going to start the game, and then it's like tough if he gets injured. Um, a brave man. We go there. Galka's set piece taker, but hasn't been selected. So we'll see how it goes. First game of the evening, it's Sloths against Accrington. And it's a good start for Stackington. Plenty of chances coming their way. Etu getting heavily involved. Wayne Dade, as you'll remember, likes a card. Does Wayne Dade? Evening, Steve. Good to have you here. Wayne Dade likes dishing out cards, so we'll see how that goes. If anyone is going to find themselves with a red card. So far, so good, though. Just a couple of yellows. Good save by Shea Given there. Key player for Stackington, obviously. Slothston coming into it a little bit better here towards the end of the first half. But, oh, and there is Jakub, who didn't last long. Boy, presumably the replacement swapping with Guigu potentially. Either footed, both of them, so it doesn't really matter. But for sure, it's going to be Boyd. And then we'll see what else Alex wants to do at this point. I I guess this is okay. Excellent. Will we treat this at half time? No, we won't. We've still got there's half time. Three shots for Sloss, four for Stackington. Looking okay here at half time for both sides, although none of them have found the back of the net yet. Eto has been heavily involved for Stackington. There was a five for him, sadly. And yeah, Cooper was on an eight before he picked up that injury, only down to 54, so probably nothing major, but there's still a shame that he's out. So that's Stackington. You've got Marker and Franny Jeffers on the bench, ready to come on if that should be needed. Looking at the Sloth side, it's been okay. Valgaren's done fairly well. In terms of tackling, yep, Stam's doing a good job in there. Creatively though, Kessman is struggling a little bit. So is Hajimedovic and Clarence Seedorf as well. Not really firing for him yet. That midfield was looking at that earlier, all below 7 average. I think Fletcher, Dacour, and Seedorf. We'll see if Alp wants to do anything at half time or if he's happy to keep it as is. Condition wise, I think everyone is good. Dacour is on 87. That's the only slight concern, but apart from that, it's looking sort of fairly decent. Echo Music AI says carry on, and carry on we will. We'll roll it at fast on until 60. See if anything happens in the first 15 minutes of the second half. Toneto comes forward. There's Kessman and Evening Mike. Good to have you. Pretty much half the Sloth team got involved in creating that chance, but didn't find the back of the net. There comes Seedorf. Free kicks awarded to him. The core takes the free kick. Nothing comes of it. And it's Stackington with Anelka, Rivaldo, and Etu. And they're also failing to really sort of threaten the Sloth's goal this evening. Oliver Coe heavily involved. We'll see if he's increased his average from a 6, I believe it was, here at half time. Rivaldo with a good free kick. Evening Ross. Kessman from long range, but a goal kick for Stackington. Shea Given difficult to beat as always, with sort of long range shots. Here comes Anelka though. Ooh. I did say that Wayne Dade likes a red card, and Oliver de Court did receive one. Yeah, I'm not sure what exactly it was for. We'll treat this as a 60-minute break, and yeah, so we'll have a look first of all at the overall stats. It's 4-2 for Sloss, 4-1 for Stackington. Alex says Etu alongside Anelka, please. So we will do that. Um, and moving on to Sloths. Uh, they've been playing well. The core have been getting a little bit more involved. He's up on a seven now. It's only Kessman and Sadov and Fletcher that are still on six. Everyone else on seven and eight. But of course, it's a big loss with the court going out. Not sure if I see the manager changing anything at this point though. Maybe um, Arroyo instead of Fletcher, perhaps, who's on a six. Elba could come on as well instead of Hachime Memotovic and swap with Kessman potentially to create a little bit more uh, throwing on a little bit more firepower. He didn't have a brilliant last appearance. Elba he got a six, but still great off the ball and great opportunity, great player to have to bring on. We'll see what Alp decides to do here at the 60-minute mark. With as mentioned, Oliver de Cour has been sent off. Wayne Day living up to his reputation as a bit of a trigger happy referee. Oh, too soon. Unintended, of course. Um, off Elba up front, Kesman behind. That is all. Excellent, excellent. Let's see how it goes. Um, Last half hour of the game. Who will find the winner? Will anyone find the winner? And Elka comes forward, tries his best here. Him and Eto combining well. And there is an Elka. Shot from 20 yards out. We'll slow down just a little bit for the last 5 minutes. See if Sloss can fire one back at Stackington or if the away side will hold on for the win here. And Elka in brilliant form this evening, aided of course by Olivier Dacour having having been sent off. Sloth being down to 10 men, being overrun a little bit here in midfield now with just Seedorf and Fletcher centrally. And it looks as if Stackington's going to hold on to this one. But here is Elba. Perfectly timed challenge from Biscan. Elba hits it low, but it's given with a good save. Delivers the ball upfield. That's got to be the end of it, hasn't it? Stackington creates another chance, potentially indirect free kick is from Ribelka. And that, ooh, and Elka again, but it wasn't to be. 1-0 winner. Stackington sloths, though, can probably feel a little bit hard done by. I think if Olivier Dacour had stayed on, they would have probably won this one. But just tilted a little bit in Stackington's favour with that red card, which was for. Uh, pushed an Elka. Not what you want to do. Um, Yeah, Shea Given man of the match. I mean, what do you want to do? He doesn't even have 20 for handling. What do you want? Excellent last season and great start to this season as well. Brilliant effort from Stackington. William Bialy with a little bit of a sort of uncharacteristic poor performance, but everyone else chipping in. Rivaldo with an eight. Um, Good to see him. 33 years old. Um, Voigt comes in and does well as well for coming in for Yakubu. Meanwhile, actually, great performance from Jos Valgaeren. Defensively, Toneto does okay as well. Manuel Pablo Fletcher. Everyone actually did pretty okay for Sloths. Just sort of thwarted by Shea Given and a little bit unfortunate perhaps looking at the numbers as well, not to at least get a point here. But yeah, Olivier Dacour not done well, not done particularly well in this one. So let's see who else we have here in terms of available managers. I see that Mike is here. Who are they playing? Stanley against East Coast. I've not seen Dimble yet. Ross, that's Sancte against Badgers. Both Badgers and Stackington manager are here, so we could eventually dive into this one. Might be a good shout, actually. Um, Badgers, yes, let's go Badgers. Let's go Badgers. Um, it's been ages since you've been early as well, I think. Let's see. First of all, let's have a look at Sancte. Um, Surprisingly poor start to the season. They also had kind of tricky games. Los Santos, Vikings, and East Coast all away. Now they're at home to Badgers and then league leaders Fulchester and then Northern Burn. It doesn't get super easy, but at least it's a couple of home games for them. Oliver Kahn conceded 10 in the first four games. It's not brilliant. Kirkland is obviously ready to come in and do something, but yeah, we will see. We'll see. Saviola and Crespo. Crespo's found the back of the net twice. Looks as if he could do a little bit more, maybe. Saviola's been kind of okay-ish, coming on for a couple of sixes, but he gets a start this time. We've got Ashley Cole, who's come in. He's done well on the left hand side, 750, good average there. Sowery, I think, on the other side has done sort of half decent-ish, but had a poor game last time out. Not the start that the manager would have wanted, but they showed last season that they can turn the season around and come back in the second half. So we'll see if that's the case for this season as well. They're up against Badgers, who yeah, who are in the World Championships, of course. Terrible start to the season, losing to Dudley. Since then, it's been kind of close games, and they've managed to squeeze a win against Foss Road, a couple of draws. So not the worst start to the season for Badgers, but picking up points now would probably be a good thing. They have got a bunch of away games coming up here. Santos, Stackenton, and Exiles all away. Not going to be easy for them. Gigs is there though. They have a sort of a full squad of healthy players, so should be a decent watch. This one, Sanctay taking on the Badgers. Kicking this one off. Um, Eddie Lenny, not familiar with him. Oh, an early goal for Ashley Lythe, new signing for Badgers, I think. Um, or was it? Anyway, um, he opens the scoring for Badgers, and Rayad with the second. The poor luck continues for Sanctay. They just cannot stop conceding goals. Um, Ross will be scratching his head. They haven't changed that much since last season. Some would argue even strengthened a little bit. Um, but yeah, it's Oliver Kahn. I mean, he's amazing the first 3, 4 seasons. But there comes Mendieta, just as Tato mentions him. Last ride for Mendieta, so assume he'll have a blinder here. Certainly looks that way. And Sancte are all at sea here, 3-0 down at halftime. Oliver Kahn does make a save there eventually, but probably should have thought about that a little bit earlier on in the game. That has been horrendous to watch from Sancte supporters' perspective. 11 shot for Badger, 6 of them on target, 3 went in. Um, yeah, that's no good at all. Ryan Giggs, Ashley Lythe, and Whale Rayat with the assists there. Tato says, as is, unsurprisingly, fitness wise, he also doesn't have any concerns, so that's pretty good. Ross, meanwhile, at, oh, at I don't know. I don't know what to say really. It didn't. No one's got fours or fives. They're just being overrun somehow, um, which is strange considering sort of relatively defensive setup. Um, you could maybe question whether it would make sense to go a little bit more DMC heavy. Um, Santa Cruz for Saviola is the change. Go a little bit more DMC heavy. Uh, Riquelme alone could probably do the work of those three, I would guess. I'm not sure how he has developed. I mean, yeah, probably he probably could. But yeah, I feel like that might be an option. But we'll see what the manager comes up with in the future if he wants to make any sort of drastic changes in terms of the tactics. I think for now we just swap Santa Cruz for Saviola, and we will run until the 60th minute. And yeah, Saviola not done too well in the past this season, the first 2 games this season, and still didn't do too well this one. Slow down to very fast and just take the first 15 minutes of the second half, see if anything happens. Sancte coming back into this. Um, they had a Oh my goodness! It's Santa Cruz just subbed on, and he's already reduced the deficit. 1 goal for just 2 more goals for for Sancte to pull back. They will have to obviously prevent Badgers from scoring again, which could be tricky. But it looks as if they've started the second half a lot better than the than the first one. But Badgers are dangerous, and it's Giggs connecting with Terry Henry when they come forward. That's something for most teams to worry about when Giggs is on form. We'll see. It would be great for Sancte if they could get a quick goal here just before the hour mark. There comes Santa Cruz, 30 yards upfield, Klumpet pushes Riquelme, but nothing really comes of it. Much better in the second half from Sancte. Badgers have had 2 shots off target. Sancte at least have had a goal, so that's always something. Apart from that, not much have changed down the Badgers end. guessing the manager's going to continue with the same. Should be aware that Paul Scholes is down to 73% fitness though. So maybe throw in Michael Owen or someone for that, just for a laugh. He does have an arrow. Guess Michael Owen could play there. I'll swap with Rayad maybe. That's definitely an option. But as mentioned, 73% fitness on Paul Scholes. So he's probably going to go off injured shortly if he doesn't get swapped now. Arrows off the DMC's rest can stay. Brave call by the manager there, leaving Paul Scholes out there to injure himself. But this is the manager famous for playing an injured Ryan Giggs for about 6 months. We do also have an update on the Sancte side. There was an assist for Sowry out from the wing, so that's positive. Gaza Jr. And the boys in midfield. 7 for Riquelme, 7 for Zidane, not the worst. I mean, barring the first half, this has not been a bad game for for Sancte. But yeah, I mean, Emre is there maybe on the bench for Chris James potentially. I mean, other attacking options are few and far between, but we'll see what Ross says to this. Emre for Gaza, Riquelme to AMC. We shall do that. Um, Emre for James. See if you want an arrow on Riquelme or if it's okay like this. Arrows of That's fine. Excellent. No problem, Ross. Let's see. Second half. Speed it up a bit here. See what happens. Thierry Henry with the fourth. There's something completely not functioning in the Sancte defensive lineup. Um, Even Scott, something has gone terribly wrong back there. Not sure what it is, but 4 goals from the Badgers. Um, Yeah, I don't. I'd be surprised if Oliver Kahn survives this one. To be completely honest, I don't think he got a particularly bad rating. 4-2, 14-7 for Badgers. Let's see who got the last assist. Mendieta probably. Ashley Lyde with a 10. Beautiful, beautiful effort from him. 8-17 average. Excellent performance. Oliver Kahn gets an 8. He's also the captain. The question is, can the manager continue to defend him and to rely on him? I mean, that's 4 goals conceded. That's a huge amount of goals conceded so far for Sancte this season, and definitely not what the manager wanted to see. He's got a solid enough back line there. Kievo, Tudor, and they're definitely not bad players. Tudor off the ball, 18. Positioning is good, but generally. Not a bad player, and Christian Kibu as well. 725 average. Not sure what's going on, where all those goals are coming from, but they're coming from somewhere. Sanctuary losing 4-0, 4-1 to Badgers. Um, Scott joined us. I forget who you play. You play Foss Road. I've not seen. Uh, not seen Smart so far. I think, but we can go with Vikings against Northern Burn because Steve is here, although on a very bad internet connection, and Mr. Edwards is here as well. Vikings at home to Burn is probably where we're going to go next. Oh, and here's Dimple as well. We could go East Coast Stanley, but I feel like I've committed to the other one now. So we shall do that next, depending on who is here. Vikings. Um, Lots of goals. Uh, that was a problem for the Vikings last season. They didn't concede a lot, but they were terrible at scoring. Now they've started conceding a few, but the goals are pouring in down the other end, so it's all good. Nedved was their big signing. He's got 4 goals in five. 33 years old. Had sort of a decent enough spell at the Dudley before. And Exiles back in the day, but this is a brilliant Nedved that we're seeing here. They also have Hershey, of course, is doing kind of okay. Shevchenko chipping in with all the goals, which is sort of a bit of a bit of a new thing for him. He did score a few for Dudley Hill, but 4 and 5 is excellent for them. Couple of players still angry for whatever reason, but I think the manager will be sort of fairly satisfied. Apart from maybe the defensive record, which isn't brilliant, but apart from that, he's going to be pretty happy with what he's got so far. Steve, the Vikings manager. Meanwhile, Northern Burn, not great. Not a great start to the season by Northern Burn. A little bit unlucky, I think, in some of their games here, but yeah, it's uh, Ian knows what he's doing. He'll turn this around, probably. That's what usually happens. A couple of changes in terms of transfers. I've seen, I believe Cannavaro. Is it Cannavaro? I don't know. Someone is joining. Maybe a central defender. Anyway, someone is joining Northern Burn in the not too distant future. Um, let's see how they go this evening against Vikings. They have got a main man Emil Penza back, which is obviously great. 3 goals in three, so there is goals in the Northern Burn side. The question is whether they can actually get 3 points out of it, and we will see how that goes against Vikings. Vikings who haven't been great defensively, as mentioned. That should be good news for Mpenza, but Northern Burn in general have struggled. Oh, that's painful. That's painful for Northern Burn. Oh, sorry, for Vikings. Big injury there. I believe Esteveria is the obvious direct replacement. I'll just wait for the manager to confirm, but that's got to hurt. That has got to hurt. He's only appeared sporadically. Um, I didn't have a particularly good time when when he did play, but oh, and a former Northern Burn player as well, subbed on with a goal and an assist, or somehow only got an eighth back in the day. We'll see how he does this evening. For Vikings, replacing Nedved on 11 minutes, fouled by Candela there by Northern Burn, but they are coming forward a little bit now. There's Ndiaye, there's Brooking, there's Aymar. Hipia misses the target. Berong tries. Aymar comes forward. Corner kick for Northern Burn. Great spell for them just now, having 3 or 4 chances there in quick succession. I wasn't able to convert any of them though, unfortunately for them. And there comes Shevchenko and a bunch of other folk down the other end. Buffon with a good save coming up to half time here. Yellow card dished out by Eddie Lenny again. He's everywhere this evening, is Eddie. 2-2 for Vikings. Northern Burn 6-2, so fairly even in terms of hitting the target. Northern Burn have been a little bit more adventurous. Veron with 3 shots. Hippier with an attempt as well. Gianluigi Buffon has not had a whole lot to do other than save those 2 shots. And Pensa, just the 1 shot, not a brilliant evening for him so far. No fitness concern to speak of. I'm pretty sure that's going to be an assist from the visiting manager. Meanwhile, the Vikings, Rio Ferdinand, the captain, is on an 8. Brilliant passing, brilliant tackling, good in the air. He's had a solid first half. Kiotis, a couple of good saves from him. John Terry as well at the back, doing well. Going forward, I mean, with Nedved out, Esteberia has not really done anything. No key passes yet for him. So yeah, will we see Solochinsky in action at some point out on the wing? Both Volodenko and Arca are on sixes. I'll probably leave it until 60 if I was the manager, but we will see what Steve wants to do, if anything. Work internet allowing. Assets until 60, please. Reminds me of the good old days of Hodgie sneaking out into the toilets to do his squat at halftime or whatever it was. Um, we'll pop it down to fast for the first 15 minutes and see if anyone can find an opener this evening in this Vikings against Burn game. Burn in the heavily advertised third kit, I believe it was, looking very tasty, much unlike the second half. 15 minutes and nothing happened. Northern Burn had something that resembled a shot on target, I believe. But wrong, it was again missing. Lisa Rasu, Roy Mackay, Neil Scally eventually on the bench. Cosmin Contras on a 6 and a yellow card. Not sure the manager's going to do anything here. It's probably going to be an as is from Burn, but we'll see. Meanwhile, the Vikings, John Terry's on a 9. Yeah, Shevchenko is just not getting the service that he's used to now that it's Beria, who has played himself up to a 7, to be fair. Van Bommel was on a 6. Again, Solochinsky, an option from the wing, perhaps, and Salas could eventually come on, but I, I don't know. I don't know. I would maybe also keep it as is if I was Steve at this point, or long arrow and Arca maybe just to put a bit more pressure on down that flank. But we'll see. We'll see if Steve wants to do anything at this point. I mean, probably happy enough for taking a point at home to Northern Bern, I would suspect. Not the easiest opponent to host, of course. Um, Despite their kind of relatively poor form. Salas for Shevchenko, that is a brave move. We'll see if that pays off. Salas hasn't featured yet. Sporadically featured for Vikings. Sorry, for Badgers, for East Coast, for Dudley. I mean, that's going to be a turn up for the books if he actually makes an impact. But let's see. Let's see. Stranger things have happened in the Super League, of course. We've got 23 minutes still to play, and it's Northern Burn still coming forward, still having the shots, but doesn't look as if they're troubling the Vikings too bad. And there he is, Salas, surely the winning goal. 3 minutes of added time, Penta straight offside, but it's Viking who maintains the pressure, and there, oof, that looked like a horrendous tackle by NDI, but I don't think anything was given there, red or yellow. Lucky enough to stay on the pitch, and this is how it fizzles out. Vikings secure all 3 points, beating Northern Burn 1-0 at home. Clinical Northern Burn-esque performance by Vikings, you could potentially say there. As for Northern Burn, Arnold Brooking, yeah, that was not his night. NDI a little bit disappointing as well, missing a bunch of tackles there, kind of disappointing. And at the back, Sol Campbell and Sami Hipia not doing particularly well. An inspired substitution, someone who's only really been a bit part player elsewhere. Um, yeah, he scored and he brought you the 3 points. 8 passes, 7 completed. Very active in the last half hour. Um, and a very good decision by the manager as well not to put Sorochinsky on for Rudenkov, as I potentially would have suggested. He gets the assist, and Vikings continue their impressive run. 1-0 against Bern, 3 points on the board. And the game suggests that we go East Coast Stanley, which we can do because I believe Mike was here earlier and potentially still is, and Dimble is here for sure. So let's dive straight into East Coast against Stanley. East Coast starts the season a little bit up and down. Let's be fair. 1-3, 3-1, 0-1, 3-1, 2 wins, 2 draws. Not a whole lot of stability, but a bunch of home games coming up. Stanley exiles, but then they got Stackington there. So yeah, it's a decent home run for them. We'll see if they're able to capitalize on what should be an advantage for them, of course. Constantino, 4-4. One of the players of the season, big talking point is his performance, his jumping ability, or whatever it is that makes him score all the goals. And Robin, whose praises I've sung so heavily in the past, has not really done a lot apart from an assist so far. Kuhl, new arrival, has done a little bit better, maybe stolen a little bit of the limelight, gotten a couple of the goals. And apart from that, just sort of a decent-ish East Coast Cosmos performance. Quite far from where they were last season, but there's still plenty of time for them to turn up the heat on the opposition. Meanwhile, the shrimp, the shrimp remains. Um, yeah, it was a good start for Stanley, obviously. They had a draw, they had a couple of wins, then they had a draw again, and then they lost to Foss Road last time out, which is, of course, a little bit disappointing. But um, Mike already has the screenshot of them topping the table. And Evening Duggan, yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, you never know. You never know what's going to happen. Um, and Stanley, yeah. Ronaldo, good start to the season for him, but fizzled out a little bit. George is just not starting, which is a little bit surprising. He's the one with the important goals, but plenty of other sort of like heroes, anti-heroes, and unexpected superstars in that Red Rose side. We'll see what they can do against East Coast. It's going to be a difficult one. Good luck to both Mike and Dimble as we kick this one off. East Coast against Stanley. A good start for Stanley. A couple of chances for them. Um, Leon Pure Petkovic, Ronaldo. Um, Lots of activity in front of goal. East Coast now coming forward themselves, and it's Kuhl. First meaningful chance for East Coast this evening, and they converted. It's Kuhl. It's his third of the season, putting East Coast 1-0 ahead. And there's Kuhl again. No one's picking up his run from midfield. 4-5 for him now for Kuhl. Difficult first half for Stanley that. It looked as if they had a couple of chances right early on, but East Coast soon took control of the game. And yeah, as mentioned, 3 shots, 3 on target, 2 of them converted. This is going to be a bloodbath, says Mike. Well, Esteban, who's had a brilliant ish start to the season, has not covered himself in glory. That's a 4 for him. Ronnie J is on a 5, Butts on a 5, Ronaldo's on a 5. Um, yeah, the shrimp is crumbling a little bit this evening. Let me know if you want to make any changes. We have got, of course, Sander Westerveld to come back on. Robbie Savage as well could potentially take part in proceedings, and Wes Brown also on the bench. Plenty of options. Dimble's already said as is. We'll have a quick look though to see that Zambrota and Lilian Thuram were the two people who got the assists. Solid start for them. Emerson was the last person to have a shot on target. Didn't go in, of course. Um, for a swan song, is he leaving? Someone's taking Westerveld? I mean, 20 handling. And Ronaldo for Comandini. Swapping Westerveld for Toldo, I mean. I think it's about time we have the redraft, isn't it? Right, let's go, let's go, let's go. Second half coming up. First 15 anyway. Let's see if Comandini can do something here. Coming on for Ronaldo. And let's see if Westerveld is able to um, do a little bit better than Esteban did in the first half, because that wasn't brilliant. A 4, not what any manager likes to see from his goalkeeper. Running Esteban long term. Westerveld pushes it away. Good save by him there. Um, And it's Emerson now coming forward. Plenty of chances here for East Coast here in the beginning of the second half. It's been a bit of a tough watch for the Stanley manager. He did say it was going to be a bloodbath. East Coast have held back from scoring, or been held back from scoring so far. So yeah, it could obviously be a lot worse, but it could also be better. A lot of action here in the first in the first 15. I'm trying to drag this out somehow, the commentary here, but the East Coast just won't stop having chances. Here comes Stanley though. Paredes comes forward, hits the ball. Bartes with a good save. Key player for East Coast, of course. Bartes as big as Given is almost for Stackington, and he is doing good this evening so far. Anyway, here comes Comandini. Terrible effort. Thuram gave him no space. Alma coming up, and Stanley's had a shot. East Coast have been pretty much in control of that second half as well. Um, Robbie Savage, the only sort of like uh, I mean, you could put on West Brown as well, obviously. But yeah, not a huge amount of options on the Stanley bench so far. Condition wise, everyone is doing okay. Hanging on to 2-0 is maybe not the worst. We'll have a look at the East Coast tactics. Iron Robin is on a 6. That's uncharacteristic for him. I'm not entirely sure why. He's not played that badly, but there we go. Sealy's is the only concern in terms of potential cards. He's on a yellow. Apart from that, it's looking pretty decent for East Coast. I wonder if the manager will give some of the lesser used players a bit of a run here. Romeo, Reyes, Da Silva could all come in and do a decent enough job here in the second half without sort of risking anything. We'll just do a quick standing shot first. Paredes. Where's Paredes? Here he is. For Savage. And swap Savage and Bot. Give Savage an arrow to striker. There we go. Those were the changes for Stanley. We'll see if East Coast wants to do anything. Reyes for Netty. And yeah, I know this one. Reyes versus Netty, AMC with 2 arrows, arrows off DMC, the other formation. Yep, got it. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Let's see. Last half hour coming up. East Coast going a little bit more attacking here against Stanley, who themselves are going a little bit more attacking. So there could be more goals in this one. Interesting to see what Robbie Savage does coming forward. Flowing locks. Diving into the box and trying to get to the at the end of something. Looks as if he's not really managed it so far. But here he comes. Emerson picks up the ball though. Nothing comes of it. Robin comes forward, is dispossessed by Nicky Butt. Constantino centers the ball. Kovalchuk with a header, difficult chance, no goal, and it's Stanley. No, it isn't. It's Bartes who picks it up. East Coast now, perhaps, with the last chance of the game. I didn't see how much time was added on, but it's got to be just a couple of minutes. Stanley actually has a chance here, but it's a goal kick, and East Coast comes back up the other end. Kuehl picks up the loose ball off the bar. Could have been his hat trick, but no, that is it. 2-0 East Coast beating Stanley, and that's how it ends. That went a little bit too quick. Apologies for that. I will get the match stats up for you at the end of this one, and you'll obviously see it in the pack as well. So apologies for the quick clicking. Um, Not too bad, really. No, it wasn't actually. Apart from those chances that East Coast put away in the beginning, it wasn't too bad at all. Um, as mentioned, we'll get the stats up at the end of the show. Foss Road against Los Santos seems like a good place to go. Scott was definitely here, and Smuts is here. I can see. What is this tactic? No, I thought you were in. Not sure what you're referring to. But anyway, um, this is Voss Road. Let's have a look. They're in ninth, so that means that things have turned around a little bit for them. They beat Stanley 2-0 last time out. Um, Lost to Badgers, though, lost to East Coast, um, and lost to Fulchester. I've not played that tactic for weeks. You'll have to speak to Fifey about this. And don't submit that. What? What? I haven't done the squats, so I don't know. I'm just doing as I'm told. But I'm happy to double check live, live and on the air. We can have a look and see what's been going on. Um, Bear with me while I look at things. Huh, indeed. Feel free to talk amongst yourselves while I attempt to fix this. I can sing to you in the meantime if that's any good. Um, Goodness gracious. Where's Alf when you need him to sing you a little song while you wait? Um, this should be it. Probably just need to fix the lineup now, which we'll do in a second. Nick Matulin in goal. We have got Offland, Argyle at the back. Then Broncos, Gerard, Oya, Totti, Beckham, Cole, Ronaldinho, Van Nistelrooy, Peruzzi, Oya, back and Trezeguet. Should be it. Is that better? Presume so. Anyway, so back to reality. Here we go. Foss Road, as mentioned, another brilliant start to the season. They have a full squad at their disposal now. DMC line probably not as strong as it was last season. Strengthened in other areas, though. Ronaldinho, big name coming in. Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Of course, Van Nistelrooy has had a decent enough start to the season. They are up against Los Santos, who have done well. Let's be honest, they're up into third. Three wins on the bounce for them now after a very tricky start, losing 3-0 to Exiles there. But yeah, um, pretty decent, pretty decent overall for them. Um, and yeah, that's where we're at. Hopefully Scott's here. Hopefully he's had the patience to hang on while I've been fiddling about with updating tactics for the unicorns. So let's go. Los Santos at home to Foss Road, kicking this one off. Third place Los Santos, who can they go top? I guess on goal difference if Fulchester and Exiles draw later this evening. But yeah, let's run this one and see how it goes. Rumors that Carlos Jacques is leaving the club if he hasn't already. Oh, and there's Tigalco opening the scoring. Manager will be delighted with that. High hopes for him, obviously. He's trying to replace Carlos Jacques with something, and it looks as if Tigalco is going to be the man, showing great confidence in his ability by putting his last season top scorer up for sale. Yeah, it's being the faith is being repaid so far, and a very very solid, decent, solid defensive performance from Los Santos so far. And Lee Boyer picking up an injury there on 46 minutes. Andre Boyer, the obvious sort of direct replacement, but not sure what the manager wants to do at this point. Straight swap for Oyo. There we go. We have got halftime coming up in just a second, so we'll just let that happen, and then any other changes can be made at that point. But it's Joe Cole, I believe it was, with the volley equalizing here just before we hit halftime. Um, and here comes Van Bronckhorst. Fossroad wins the corner, and that is halftime. Fairly even, 4-2, 5-3. Los Santos opened the scoring. Fossroad hit one back after the injury to Boyer. 53, though, not the most serious injury you're likely to see in your life. The assist was from Francesco Totti, and as mentioned, the goal was from Joe Cole. Decent enough first half from Fossroad. Nothing really to worry about. Manager for sure going as is. We'll wait and see though. Meanwhile, Los Santos, Mikel Silvestre is on a 9 for reasons. Oh, for good reasons. He's played very, very well. And Barry Ferguson, the captain's on a yellow though. Is that a problem? Is that a problem for Scott that Barry Ferguson is garbage in this particular iteration of the Super League? He's been dog shit, basically. Played okay for East Coast, I guess, in the first season, but apart from that, done nothing. Scott says as is. Um, we're doing Gerard for Oyer, I believe, for Foss Road, and we roll on until 60. Beckham, Totti, Van Nistelrooy, big names combining here. Sylvester as well. There's Van Nistelrooy, and Sylvester getting involved defensively, obviously. There he is intercepting. Is Foss Road creating all the chances? Beckham fires in hard and low. Andre with a good save. Beckham and Ronaldinho whipping in crosses left, right, and centre. Van Nistelrooy outjumps everyone. Andre punches it clear though. Good game by the Los Santos keeper so far. And we've reached the hour mark and we are still deadlocked 1-1. All Foss Road in that second half though. A 10 for Kevin Hoffland now is the game of the central defenders. 10 and 11, or oh my goodness, we're only on an hour mark, and Hoffland has been dominating defensively. That's why Los Santos haven't been able to get more out of their attacking play. Yeah, no fitness concerns, and overall looking solid. Back in Trezeguet on the bench. Not sure if Ronaldinho and Van Nistelrooy need replacing though, but we'll see what the manager says. Meanwhile, Barry Ferguson on a yellow, doing badly. Everyone else doing okay, sort of hanging in there. John Welsh it was with the assist, relying quite heavily on Andre and his goalkeeping abilities at the moment are Los Santos. Petit down to 82% fitness. Mikel Silvestre on 80. Should be okay for the last hour though, half hour though. The question is if we will see Carla Jacks. It's a shame for him. He has been playing very, very poorly. So potentially, ooh, Carla Jacks with an arrow. You love to see it. Uh, there we go. And Smart says this. Excellent, excellent. Here we go, Los Santos Foss Road, last half hour coming up. Will Carla Jacks be the hero coming on for Ferguson, or will Foss Road continue the dominance and actually capitalize on it, getting a goal out of it? It, it looks all Foss Road so far, but and there they are, Ronaldinho. Pressure finally paid off, and Andre cracked. Will Los Santos be able to fire back just like Foss Road did when Los Santos opened the scoring? It looks as if they've had a couple of chances. There is Kalashak swinging the ball into the box, but it's being head away. Hoffland is absolutely racy in this game. Wouldn't surprise me if he gets man of the match. It looks as if he's just continued his marvelous defensive displays here in the second half. Just a couple of minutes of added time left to play, and it ends like this. Great win for Foss Road, although Los Santos did come back into it in the second half, created a bunch of chances, but Nick Matulin held firm. And look at this from Kevin Hoffland. Before you complain about keepers having worldies, how about Kevin Hoffland? 48 passes, 39 completed, 14, 13, 10. I don't think we've seen a defensive display in the Super League to equal this one. Not one that I remember anyway. Absolutely dominant by Kevin Hoffland in this particular game. Los Santos, meanwhile, it wasn't actually a bad performance for them. Just Barry Ferguson with kind of a six, and the rest was sevens and eights. Kalashaks actually did decent when he came in, but yeah, just poof. Just, I mean, they've done well. Petrosoglu, Sylvester, you wouldn't say they've done had a bad game. 8, 7, and 6, 8, 4, and 4, but they are no match for 14, 13, 10. That is absolutely insane from Kevin Hoffland. So well done to him for getting that 10. And congratulations to Foss Road, obviously. Right, what have we got left? We've got Haggis. I'm patiently hanging on, hoping that Steve will arrive in Benidorm or wherever it is at some point. So we'll do Exiles against Fulchester, and we'll leave Dudley until the end, just in the case that Steve does manage to turn up. But we'll do Exiles Fulchester. Fulchester, marvelous start to the season. Couldn't have gone any better, really. Had a difficult game first time out against Dackington, but then it's been very, very solid for them. Big test now though, Exiles away from home. That's a big one for them. Uh, yeah, I mean, what else can I say? It wasn't really expected, but Olisa Davis had a brilliant start to the season. Hussein's not been bad. Roy Keane, obviously, the biggest signing for them. He's come in and done brilliantly, sort of steadied the ship. But Jock Gattos had a fantastic start to the season too. Lame has not been terrible either. So yeah, plenty of threats. Matarasi has done okay. Ayala, unsurprisingly, has done brilliantly. Yeah, excellent Fulchester this season. We'll see if they'll be there at the end of it, but certainly a great start for them. Exile's not far behind, but they always have a good start to the season. Tomasi's out 2 weeks with damaged shoulder. He's not been the player that he was in the past, and I believe he might be on his way out. Smuch is doing good, and of course Christian Vieri is always dangerous for the home side. So let's kick this one off. Exiles against Fulchester, and see how the top two go. Obviously, Los Santos is not going to overtake them. I think they were in third. So, but having lost it to Foss Road, and his Vieri, as I mentioned earlier, opening the scoring. I think assisted by Raul, another long-term servant of Exiles who's done a brilliant job. Casano comes forward. Hussein, oh, there was Nesta getting himself in the way. Sid Roberto comes forward, but there's only Sadibia Costanzo with a good save, though. You swap Mendieta for a broken Tomasi. Well, uh, he might still come good. He might still come good. Who knows? Fulchester, Roy Keane. back. I was singing his praises. Now we've got a 5 and a yellow card. He might be about to be sent off. And over at Exiles, it's Raul on a 10 and an assist. Very good performance for him in the first half. We'll kick the second half off. I don't think either manager's here, so we'll just go straight into the second half and let it run until 90. It's Exile starting the strongest, Smooch coming forward, Volchester only sort of sporadically appearing in the text. It's mainly Exiles creating chances coming forward, and there's Roll. That's the second. No one picks up his run. That should be the man of the match award sealed for him now, with having had the assist for the first one, now scored the second, and now it's Roberto making it three. Somehow completely overrunning Roy Keane there in the centre of midfield. And Charlie Chaos hits the fourth. Fulchester all at sea here, Exiles. Oh, it's Hussein just with a consolation goal there, just as I said there, without hope in this one. Hussein, of course, doesn't exactly give them hope, but at least brings them a little bit of consolation. Impressive win there by Exiles. 9 shots, 8 on target. Fulchester 5 and 3. Sebastian Frey gets a 7. But I think Roy Keane 15 and 5. That amount of mixed tackles, that is very expensive at this level. He did get an assist though, so he scrapes a 7. Jagatta's still got an 8. Apart from that, it's probably one to forget for Fulchester. They'll back to winning ways shortly, I am sure. No red cards for them. A couple of 10s here. Smooch with an assist. Raul with an assist. Mike Duff with an assist. Excellent performance for Exiles. I don't think the manager's going to be too upset with that. Yeah, and Nesta 18, 10, 7. Not quite Hoffland territory, but a decent enough performance from him. But yeah, impressive. Indeed, neither manager is here, and that's why there were no stops. You did not miss them. Last but not least, sadly for Steve, he's still traveling, I guess. So he's going to be a spectator later on. As we move into the last game of the evening, it's Haggis against Dudley. Dudley, um, yeah, good start. They're in sixth. If they win this one, they'll be really in amongst it. Play Sloths next, not the most difficult, given how they have sort of performed in the last couple of games. Then they've got Los Santos, which might be winnable before it gets a little bit difficult again. But yeah, Dudley could find themselves in a good spot if they pick up some points for these next two games here. Um, yeah, I mean, Maldini is not playing anymore. Maybe he'll retire at some point. But Jesko brought in Cafu. Roberto Carlos is only 32. He's had a good start to the season. David Collins, I mean, maybe he'll be good eventually one day. Who knows? Not really. He had a sort of decent run there with 9 in 24, but not too impressive. Went over to Badgers, did a little bit, and came back to Dudley. Obviously, manager's got hopes for him, of course. Climate 4 and 4. Yeah, lots of strikers getting a bunch of goals this time around. We'll see how long that lasts this season. They are up against Haggis, who have got a bit of a goalkeeper problem. He puts in decent enough performances, apparently, in terms of numbers, but they're conceding heavily, which was definitely not a feature of Haggis in the past. And they've only won, they've not even won yet. They have scored in every game, but haven't won yet. As Dudley, they are away to Badgers, then they play Burn, they play East Coast, Stackington. It's not that easy. Not that easy, but this is how they line up. And yeah, we'll see what Haggis will do in this one. Um, I guess change of tactic as well. Is that good? Who knows? We'll see. We'll see how it goes. This is Haggis against Dudley. First half coming up. Flat five. Was that? Did they play a flat five midfield when they won? You were distracted by driving. That's okay, Neil. Your boys did well. 4-1 winners. Uh, can't wait to Yeah, excellent performance. Mendieta, what does he get for his troubles? A place on the Exiles bench behind Smooch and Charlie Chaos. Meanwhile, not a lot has been happening, or maybe it has. I haven't been paying attention, I'll be completely honest. Um, 5-3 for Haggis, 3-3 for Dudley. Yeah, a bunch of stuff had been happening. How did I miss that? Basically looking at the chat. Um, ah, Cafu did okay. I mean, not too bad. Not too bad. Kieran Dyer on the bench. Fancy that. You would have thought he'd be starting, wouldn't you? Who knows? Saeed at MC instead of Mendieta. Saeed at MC, that's got to be an error, though, hasn't it, really? I mean, I feel like that's not ideal. Um, is Mr. Campbell still here? I'm sorry to have, like, bumped you right till the end, Campbell, but if you're here, um, trying to get people to leave. And let me know if you want to make any changes. Excellent. Okay, till 60. Delayed, waiting to get off the plane. Roll. Both managers turning up just in the nick of time. Good to have you here, boys. We'll roll until 60, and you can make your changes then, if any. Arrows, though, this isn't bright. Dude, what? What arrows? Simao opens the scoring for Haggis while I was looking for arrows somewhere. I missed what happened again. Oh, only the most professional streaming here. Arrows on the wingers and on MC. Arrows on all of them? That wasn't in the drawing. Yeah, anyway, you can get them now. Let's see. 7-5. Haggis opens the scoring. They lead 1-0 here in the last game of the evening. Good performance from them in the first 15 of the second half. Dudley, 7s and 6s. Patrick Kluivert on an 8. Suspect we'll see Brosek for someone. Collins on a 7. What's Ortega? Ortega's on a 6. Suspect we might see Brosek. Gotta see Kieran Dyer as well, haven't we? There's got to be space for Kieran Dyer somewhere in here. Vogel's on a 6 and a yellow. Um, right, I'll try and sort out Ian's arrows. Saeed, diagonal, there, there, and there. I guess. Oh, Kobe is really. He looks terrible. Um, right, I'm jumping here. I'm jumping. Brosik for Ortega, two up top. Brosik on the right. Colin Central with arrow. Yes, we shall do that. Ortega goes off. There comes Brosik. Brosik up top. Brosik on the right. Colin Central with arrow. Perfect. Perfect instructions. Thanks very much, Steve. Good luck with that. Kaffa Saeed, please, over on the Haggis side. Saeed never CM for me. Yeah, that's an odd one. But we'll see if this fella's better. 14 for passing though. Is that what you want? Did I just do Simao? Sorry, I'll just cancel that. Sorry, Ian. Um, Saeed for Palmo car. There we go. Yeah, I fixed it. When did you Arrow and Fields when did you become Campbell's number one fan and protector? Oh gosh. Um, yeah, good one for the goalie. Shame he's leaving. I guess he's leaving. Um, anyway, no worries, guys. Last half hour coming up. Where did that come from? Where does this? Who saw a Simao double coming in this one? Certainly not me. Who gets the assist for this as well? Looks as if Haggis has got this one in the bag. First win of the season. Changing the tactic has really paid off for them here. Dudley Hill just cannot compete, cannot get through. Although here at the end, maybe something will happen. Indeed, it is. It is Brosek consolation goal. Um, Son's crying. Oh well. Enjoy your holiday, Steve. I'm sure you will. Good game that. Good game. And yeah, Brozek's been unreal. Got to start him really, haven't you? Um, solid game that. Plenty of action. Yeah, Simao with those two assists from Montella and no one else taking it all in his own hands. Brilliant from him. Paul Motorcar came on, got a 7. Probably have to look at their swapping some players around, but he has got a bunch of transfers coming in. Haggis, I think, perhaps with this in mind. Dudley Hill stats, not awful. Roberto Carlos continues to be brilliant. Got an assist and an 8. Very solid from him. We'll just do East Coast Stanley match stats. I believe I forgot this 6-4, 2-1. Yeah, Esteban, terrible performance by him. Westerveld came in for a 7, Savage on a 6. Not brilliant, as nothing happened in the second half, really, in terms of goals. I guess we can just say that Kuhl got man of the match, which was brilliant for him. Those are your classified results. East Coast beating Stanley 2-0. Exiles beating Exiles 4-1. Haggis 2-1 winners against Dudley. Then we've got some away wins. It's 2-1 for Foss Road, who were at Los Santos. Badgers were at Sancte. They won 4-1. Stackington won 1-0 away at Sloths. And finally, it was Vikings with a late winner against Northern Burn. Leaves the table looking a little bit like this. Exiles take top spot ahead of Fulchester and Vikings. Los Santos just behind them. And then East Coast just a point, respectively, separating them. And there's Stackington. Below the dotted line, we've got Foss Road also on 9 points. Then Stanley on 8, Badgers on 8, Dudley on 7, Sloths on 5, Northern Burn on 4, Haggis on 4 as well, and Sanctay at the bottom, having conceded 14 goals, only on 1. Oliver Kahn and the boys having a terrible start to the season, but we will see how that turns around. Yeah, plenty of points up for grabs for these teams here who have only played 5 games. East Coast and Stackington, the only two above the dotted line. We will see when that will be. Not next week though, or will it? Indeed, it will. We have 5 games. I'm not sure how that adds up, but how does that even? Okay, we'll see. This is the next round. Um, Slightly confusing. Packs will be out, and all this normal good stuff. Thank you very much for watching and playing along. It was a pleasure. As mentioned, regular schedule is going to be sort of incoming. We'll try and squeeze a few extras in with these kind of like tiny rounds coming up. We'll see what we can do to get them out of the way and speed this up a little bit. Not quite all-star speed, but we'll see what we can do. Great to have you guys. Speak to you all soon. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Good night.